Hi, this is Dr. Break. Welcome to Module 2. So I'm under Weekly Modules, Module 2. You can see the focus of what we're doing. So we're really focused on reading and understanding articles and taking notes from those articles. So readings and resources, this looks just the same as last week, except you're going to have a different playlist. And this playlist definitely needs editing, so it'll look a little different than it does here. But it works just the same. You can hit Module 2 and that's going to take you right down to the readings you're looking for. So there's links to Academic Writer. Remember, Academic Writer doesn't like being used in here, but you can just open it in a new window and you can go through each tutorial. The goal of these is to be more interesting than reading a bunch of short websites, and it's already paid through your fees because the library has a university subscription to it. And so you can access it for free, so I don't have to require you to buy a book. Or I shouldn't say for free, you can access it included. My partner is very persnickety about free versus prepaid or included, which is, it's hard to argue with. So these are your readings and resources. Let me actually, I like using the weekly to-do list. That's probably why I build absolutely everything around it. Let's see, Module 2. What was I doing? So there's the, so this is really focused on academic writer tutorials. There are several handouts that I think could be really useful, so I want you to at least look at it. If you're in the in-person class, we're going to do this paraphrasing and citation activity in class, I hope. You have your articles from last week, so now you're going to build a reference page. You're also going to do a paraphrase writing sample. And that is, I don't remember why I initially brought this up. Maybe I just wanted to look at it. So the paraphrasing writing sample, it's a stepping stone to understanding how to take good notes from an article. Some people sail through it. Some people realize that they've got a lot of issues while doing it. So here I have an example, and there's a video that'll walk you through how to do this. The nice thing is the video I think was made while I was still doing 6th edition. Now with 7th edition, you would use et al. Every single time if you have 3 or more authors. So you don't have to have the mind games of, will this be the first time I talk about them? If you've only used 7th edition, don't worry, be happy. And then ideally, if I had my druthers, you would get to make an appointment in the first week so that at the beginning of this week, you could take this paraphrase writing sample into the writing center and work on it. If you use the online tutoring, you can do that, our smart thinking. But if you want to use Caldwell's Writing Center, which I do recommend if you can, then you'll, they have a lot of students and faculty in their center, and so schedules aren't really set yet at the beginning of this semester. And so it usually takes them until the end of the first or second week just to get appointments booked. So if you can get in earlier than is required, please do. So I've kind of adjusted and said, okay, if you need to, you can work on this for the article notes, but ideally you would do it here for the paraphrase writing sample. So normally you're not doing any discussion posts until Thursday. It depends, every week's a little different, but usually Thursday is your day. Tuesday is the APA quizzes, Thursday is the posts, and then Saturday, the idea is that you've got a few days to follow up with those. By Sunday, if the schedule is still not up, please let me know as close, Saturday or Sunday. If it's not up by Friday, to be honest, let me know, and I can move this deadline for an individual semester. But you're going to schedule 2 tutoring sessions, one of them for Module 3. If you're in the in-person class, your modules are twice as long, so you'll probably be able to do it in time to do the paraphrase writing sample. But for the online class, you'll do it your first tutoring reflection the middle of Module 3. If your schedule's really tight, you might just do the smart thinking instead. For now, in the pandemic, I know they're doing remote sessions for the Writing Center. I kind of hope they leave that as an option. Long term, I don't know if they will. But for now, it's an option. I think in person is lovely if you can do it, though. I am skipping. So one session will be by the middle of Module 3. The second session will be the end of Module, or the middle of Module 5. And if you're in the in-person one, just check Blackboard to see when those are due, to make sure your tutoring sessions are on time. You can always do it earlier. You cannot do it later than the due date and get credit. I mean, you can do as many as you want. You're just required to do at least 2. And then you do the article notes. My hope is to be able to grade everyone's paraphrase writing sample to give you feedback fast enough that it can help you do better on your article notes. This is a very tight window because I can't possibly start grading them before you do them and turn them in. So I may not always be able to do that 1 or 2 day turnaround that I hope, but that's always my goal, is that you get feedback on paraphrase writing sample before you start doing your article notes. And you can reuse your paraphrases in your article notes. So that's our week. We end up by having one article fully read. So as you're doing this, you're also in the background reading these articles. And it takes, I talk about how to read an empirical article. It takes a long time. So I really do recommend spending lots of time, and keep in mind 2 and 3 come up shortly after. So it may help to be, as you're doing your multiple reads of each article, to read Article 1 and then skim Article 2 and then go back to Article 1 and then skim Article 3 and go back to Article 2, so that you're not completely going one at a time, because it does take a lot of time and a couple efforts, especially at the beginning while you're building skills and how to read empirical articles. All right, and that's our week. Thanks, take care, bye-bye.